initial concept for the Immortal Hulk.
That was the intention. I mean, the blow by blow of how it came to be was, I mean, I was in the room when they killed Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
And that was a great idea because Civil War II needed a moment. It needed something that would, I don't know. We were putting the bones on it, and it needed, we were putting it together, and it needed something. At that moment, and yeah, Bruce, basically, like, Brian comes back from lunch, and it's like, yeah, we're going to kill Bruce Banner, and he walks us through it, and it's like, shit, that sounds great. That sounds like a hell of a one. And then, and I was perfectly fine with Bruce Banner being dead for a while. And I was like, none of us are like, it's forever, but I was looking forward to, like, oh man, and there's going to be a new Hulk, and that's really exciting to me because it's like, okay, some energy. And I mean, Chuck had a great run, but it was like, there's this thing ever since they killed Thor, and I feel like that was in like the noughties, but like ever since then, there's been a thing where a character lays fallow, for want of a better word. In that, you sort of, because they took Thor away from him, and I think that was just, okay, well, we've done Ragnarok with it. Anybody got a Thor book? No, okay. I wasn't there. I wasn't even. I don't think I was even. I don't know. I might have been writing for 2008 at that time, but this was a while ago. That Thor Ragnarok story, like long before JMS, and then JMS comes on and says, right, I've got a Thor #1, and here it is, and everybody goes crazy. Everybody is like, oh my god, are you reading this? Oh my god, Thor's back, Thor, and it's like, when was the last time people were this excited about Thor? And then, like, I feel like the next one was Cap, and that was more of that was, and it's never by design. It's always like the stories people want to tell. But like, Steve Rogers comes back and it's a big deal, and then the FF go away, and again, not by anyone's, I don't want to get into like whatever behind the scenes shenanigans might have been, but like, people were like less excited about the FF, and then suddenly, oh my god, the FF are back. And we were the lucky recipient of that energy, and it was a have your cake and eat it moment, because kind of people did dig that Totally Awesome Hulk. People loved it. People liked it. It's got a lot of fans. It really boosted Amadeus up to like a new kind of status. He's got some big fans, but people were also hungry to see Bruce come back.
Yeah.
And now at that time, right after Banner died, there was, Jerry did a story where the Hulk comes back as a zombie, because like, it's sitting right there. Of course you're going to do that. And then Nick brought him back for Secret Empire, because it was like, okay, no, I really want to have a Hulk rampage in this, so let's make that happen. And it's like, yeah, basically, the Hulk had at that point been resurrected twice. And we're doing Avengers No Surrender, and they want to bring the Hulk back again. And I'm in the room, and like, I think this is one of the last times I was in the room, because I kind of, I was like, I was Mr. Cancellation at that point. I was like, I had my own little kiss going.
Yeah.
I do these books that everybody loved, and then would last 12 issues. And it was like, that's how it goes. But like, so I was sort of, but the thing was going around, okay, we've resurrected the Hulk twice, we kind of want to bring him back again. And Tom was angling for like, I'd like that to be a beat in Avengers No Surrender. And because I was like one of the outgoing resident Avengers, I was, or rather US Avengers, I was kind of contributing to So I was one of like in the smaller writers room for Avengers No Surrender. We were having so much fun. We had so much fun on that book. It's unreal. Me and Jim and Mark were just like the Three Musketeers on that. We had such a banging time. But like, yeah, in the larger writers room, there was like a lot of how do we bring the Hulk back? And I feel like I made the suggestion of like, yeah, what if he just comes back? That would be really terrifying. If he just claws out of his grave and you don't know why. And it turns out it's something that he can do. He's like, and it's like, I have this habit, and that's not the first time I did that or the last, but I have this habit of kind of coming to the room and saying, what if we do nothing? And it's like pitching it as like this, like, and it's like, I know what I mean in my head, but it always comes out as, what if we do nothing? And it's like, so, I need to, I'm working on that. I'm finding better ways to put that. That's like,
What was the general consensus when you said that?
a sort of a shrug, a weird shrug, like, okay, moving on. Because it was like, I think like, I think it was basically agreed that like whatever we did to do it, whatever excuse we found, we would do that in the pages of No Surrender. It turned out to be the Challenger, but like, I was really pushing because I'd had this idea of like, what? It's horrible. It's horrible, and there's a certain level of like great minds, because I think editorial was leaning that way as well. And I don't want to be like, oh, it was my idea all along, because I don't know. But like, I was definitely kind of like thinking, oh man, we can make it a horror thing.